What's up now? Look, I'm just gonna call it how I see it. Um, the youth out of control, man. Uh, as y'all can see in the thumbnail, this Asian kid, it's the story a few days old. I just didn't have the time or energy to talk about it, but this Asian kid, teen, and I think two other people set up a house on fire with black folks in it, and took their life over an iPhone. I mean, we talking about an iPhone, and then I don't be trying to just say nothing too crazy, but I just wonder what made them assume that it was them that did it. Is it because they black, or but I'm not trying to go there. But then come to find out it's the wrong house. Now it he got they got time, but they didn't get life. This little boy, this teenager, I'm being honest, man, even 60 years, man, that's I mean, that's not four family, but it was four people in that house, right? A couple of people in that house, man, lost their life, and we can't even get life for that dude. But enough about that. Let's just talk about the youth in general, because the youth in general have lost their absolute mind. You know, these kids ain't honoring their mother and their father like they need to. They not listening to their parents. They not listening to the older folks. They going out doing whatever they want to do, however they want to do it, and they taking lives. And you got the little black boy that just shot himself in the thigh. And why are you playing with guns? Why are you playing with guns? I don't know if you can say guns on YouTube. I hope you can, but why are you playing with guns? How did you get access to the gun? Now, some of this stuff got to do with the parents, but then a lot of it got to do with the kids. I'm just being honest, because I mean, look at what they do. We got kids robbing liquor stores. We got kids skipping school. It was skipping school. That's what kid ain't gonna skip school. Let's just be honest. But like robbing liquor stores and doing drive-bys, wanting to be part of a gang. I'm like, come on now. Kids are out of control, man. They need some guidance. They need some help. They need some leadership in their life. But I don't know if adults are doing enough work out here to guide the youth, man, because the youth are out of control, and the youth need some order. They need some direction. And move that little notification out the way. I think we could all do a better job at actually checking on our on what not our yeah on our kids, on the youth mental state, because you never know what the youth can be going through. There is absolutely no reason for a child to be taken, or even thinking about death, taking somebody's life over an iPhone. It just ain't. It don't. No matter what way you try to spin that should not ever happen. No child should be thinking about that. No child should be thinking about robbing a liquor store because they ain't got no money. What is going on out here? I mean, but this been going on for too long. So what the dudes, and I didn't want to take it there, but I gotta take it there, because what the dudes are sometimes say is, well, look at some of these children. They raised by single mothers. Well, where's the dad? Where's the dad? If we putting all the blame on they raised by single mothers, I mean, she can only try her best. Where's the dad to help with the child, so the child won't be thinking about joining a gang or grabbing a chopper and going spray somebody up and stealing from people, and getting into all these fights, acting like a out of control heathen. Where they at? Because I'm tired of men, when you talk about stuff that's going on, they always want to shift the blame no matter what you talking about to women. Like it's all women's fault. Okay, so what are we gonna do about that? When I ask what we gonna do about that, these buffoons, especially these ones in the manosphere, they say that they say, well, it ain't nothing we can do, bro. You know, these women be stuck in their ways and blah blah blah. I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. And I ain't really listening to no man that ain't in his kid's life. Because you need to be slapped across your head for not being in your child's life, knowing that they could end up out here on these streets. For real, you need to be slapped upside your head if you're not gonna be part of your children's life, knowing that they could end up unalived out here, knowing that they could end up in the gang out here. Stop blaming women all the time and get part of your kid's life, right? That's because that's all a lot of the guys are doing with this rhetoric and everything that they saying. How about you get your butt up and go be part of these kids' life? Talking about you a leader and you alpha and all this, that, and the third, but these kids out here suffering, and some of them might be yours, with your out of wedlock having kids behind, sir. But anyway, the youth need some guidance because they are going out murdering people for fun. They not defending themselves. They think doing drive-by shootings is cool. They think getting into fights is cool. They think stealing from corner stores is cool and it's fun, and they have a rebellious mindset. And where are the adults that's gonna step in and say enough is enough? How many of these older people, older men and women with resources, are actually taking their time out to mentor the youth? How often are the parents checking on these kids' mental health to see what's going on in their mind? I think sometimes as parents, you get so focused on paying bills. Well, I'm not a parent yet, but I can only assume paying bills and making sure everything in order. But your time, y'all both at work, then y'all come home and don't really spend quality time or do checkups with your children. You just think that because they got a roof over their head and clothes on their back and food in their stomach, that that's all you need to do as a parent, and then your child end up being a lunatic or a heathen out here going out doing these unalivings and these shootings. Just running amok. Just running amok out here. So we as people, as people of sound mind, have more of an obligation to check some things. Now, I'm not saying you omnipresent and you gotta be, yeah, or you somehow you supposed to magically be at every place, and that's not what I'm saying, because people like to leave dumb comments in the comment section. But what we supposed to do about it? Well, if you're not gonna do nothing about it, then stop complaining about it. If you're not gonna go out here and try to pour into a child's life, right? Or help out these children that grow up with single moms, and I'm not saying become a stepdad, right? Or anything. But if you're not gonna be part of the solution, then why you keep talking about the problem? And then when we try to talk about solutions, you asking questions like, well, what are we supposed to do? She just needs to choose better. But you wouldn't dare tell a man to be better. And that's why I be getting mad at a lot of this stuff, man, because it's so much nuance that go into relationship dynamics and children that's involved. It's so much nuance that they just completely take out. Well, she should have never married him. Fam, in the beginning, their marriage wasn't like that. He changed. He gave her 7 good years. And then he switched up and became someone that she completely didn't know. Are you really gonna sit here and say that she should have chose better when the dude did a whole switcheroo? Come on now, fam. They don't add the nuance in the situation. They think that every woman that has a kid outside of wedlock was just a dumb woman that slept with the wrong man. But they won't talk about the wrong men acting like good men. And I don't understand why they don't bring the nuance into the conversation. That's why I don't listen to these fake alpha male wannabe dudes, manosphere, because they all weak. These dudes that be claiming to be in a pack of men, pack of boys, man, they all weak. But anyway, we have a duty to really be an example for these kids and to really check on these kids' mental health. Now, I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no kids. But you be darn sure when I do have some with my wife, right? I'm going to check on their mental health. I'm going to make sure that they're okay mentally. I'm going to make sure that they're not thinking about killing somebody or fighting someone for no goddamn reason. Not defend yourself now. Fighting someone for no goddamn reason, doing a drive-by shootings, and I'm going to tell them that that ain't cool. You got kids out here that's looking up to the gangster because the gangster going out here with illegal money. You got dudes out here looking up to the pimp because he see the woman bringing a dude back a lot of money, but he done broke her down mentally to where she's selling boxing, bringing him back a bag. And we think that it's cool being a player and pimp. Or, I'm sorry, not a player. Being a player is wrong too. But being a player or pimp, thinking that that's cool. Being a womanizer, thinking that that's cool. If I got a son, of course, being a womanizer, thinking that stuff is cool. I'm gonna make sure that my son and my kids don't end up like these heathens and buffoons out here. Now you can only do so much good as a parent, but when your child end up doing something stupid, like taking the life of a whole family, and it's the wrong family over an iPhone. Do you understand that a iPhone? We can get you a new iPhone. You could have got a new iPhone. I mean, come on now. It's an iPhone. You can't get a soul back. And I would try to instill those qualities into my son or my daughter. We talking about an iPhone though. You got dudes taking lives over a chain. Dudes taking lives over materialistic things that don't hold no value when you lose your life. You can't take it with you. I'm gonna try to instill that into my kids if I ever have some, right? I'm gonna try to instill those qualities to be like, hey man, but if you gotta defend yourself and take a person's life in self-defense, then I understand. But don't be going out here doing something stupid, getting yourself locked up or dead because you mad. You know, some people are in jail and some people have lost their life due to their anger. Imagine that. Think about that. One stupid decision cost you everything. I'm gonna drive that into my kids. One stupid decision can ruin your life. One. When you play around with sin, your life gonna end. I'm gonna tell them that. When you play around with sin, your life is gonna end. When you feed into your anger and you act off your anger, you probably gonna be in jail or in HE double hockey sticks. Think about the decisions that you make before you make them. And I wanna know. I bet parents don't even be thinking like that no more because people not doing a good job at parenting their kids. Because you still hear the rhetoric. As long as they got food and clothes and shoes and all that, that's enough. I did my job as a parent. If you think that that's all you need to do as a parent, then you are out your goddamn mind. That is not all that a parent is required to do. Yeah, you must provide physically, but I mean financially. But what about emotionally? What about physically? When they need a hug, when they need somebody to talk to, when they need somebody to vent their feelings out. The fact that these kids are out of control because their parents ain't being parents no more. Parents being best friends. You got mothers being best friends with their daughters and being wives to their sons. And then you got men being buddy, fathers being buddy with their son, and not really being a father, not really being a leader in his life, being cool with him. You got actual men telling their sons that, hey son, whenever you want to get some cat, right? I hate to say it like that, but whenever you want to get some, just come to me and I'm gonna tell you how to put on a Jimmy. Instead of telling that boy, don't play with that little girl. Reserve yourself for marriage. They don't talk like that. They're not doing that. They say, when you want to get some, bro, just let me know. I'm gonna help you out. Being buddy like it's your homeboy or something. And then spoil their daughters. They not being parents no more. Parents are not being parents no more out here. And that is why the youth is out of control. Because you got people abandoning their seeds, whether it's the mother or the father. You got people abandoning their seeds and not being there to help guide their children in life. And then they get out here and do something stupid. Or they playing with guns. Or they graping women. I don't know if you can say the actual word on here. Because I know on TikTok you can't, TikTok soft. But you got parents not being parents. There is no guidance. Or there's not enough guidance. And then people in general, we not doing enough. I'm talking about as a whole. This ain't a man or woman thing. As a whole, we not doing enough to help the kids out in life. I hear men saying that they not going. I hear men in the so-called manosphere saying that they not go raise another man's kids. But then be the same ones talking about that they got a mentor program and they want the kids to come out. Huh? And then be the same ones saying that the problems in the world when these kids grow up to be gang members is that they raised by single mothers. But then be the same man talking about that they a mentor. I don't believe not a goddamn thing that you say. I believe that you are a lying fool and a hypocrite. That your mouth, that the things that you talk about, you ain't living. You ain't living. Some of y'all be talking about these kids out here and the way that they raised and everything that's going on. But then you yourself not even being a good parent. I truly believe that. And I could tell you wasn't really raised with some of these guys out here wasn't really raised with no real morals and values, because you could hear their mouth. Look at the way that they talk. You got dudes on here talking about. Never mind, I ain't gonna even try to repeat it. But just think of the most evil statements that you heard from particular colored folks, whether it's the woman or the man, and then you tell me if you think they good people. Nah, but on a serious note, we got work to do. Men and women community, we got work to do, because these kids have lost their rabbit mind and they need to be checked. They need to be checked and checked on. They need to be checked and checked on. Because if not, and if we so afraid to call it out, ain't nothing gonna ever change. As long as we continue to be scared to call out what's going on in the world, ain't nothing gonna change. But then without just calling out, we gotta do something about it. So you can't keep blaming everything on everybody else and then start saying, okay, what can I do to help, even if it's in my local community, to help out the kids? Because their mental state is important, bro. A kid can lose his identity fast and get caught up in everything that's around them and grow to be a heathen. But anyway, that's my little rant, man. We got work to do. I'm finna end this live. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be blessed. and be encouraged in Jesus' name.